Oh my gosh, it looks like we might be going live here in a second. Are you guys still there? Everybody
Yep,
there?
we're here.
Let me make sure.
Here.
Oh, look, it is working. It's amazing. Hey, everybody on YouTube. But anyway, we're going to get the show started proper. Every clip that we use here is fair use, just warning you guys. And a quick little warning, we will offend you. So let's go ahead and get started. Let me bring up my show notes. And hey, everybody. Welcome to the Utah Outcasts for the 22nd of November, 2015. And we're glad to have you listening to us and watching us now on YouTube. But don't let the name fool you. We may have the word Utah front and center, but we talk about so much more. And as always, if you want to get in touch with anyone here on the show, you can do so via our website, UtahOutcasts.com. But don't freak out because it will direct you to Podhell Media, which is hosted at podhell.com, which we are the flagship show for. Anyway, email us, mailbag at UtahOutcasts.com. We have the text and voicemail line, 347-669-3377, and I have updated the voice greeting to that one. So you're going to have some fun listening to that. And we're on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube as Utah Outcasts. And we also have merchandise available through cafepress.com/guess what? Utah Outcasts. And if you're inclined, please consider giving us a little bit of support through Patreon in any capacity, and those who donate at the $5 or higher levels get access to the entire show recording a few hours early, usually. Ooh, excuse me, beer. And you'll also get access to the catalog of Patreon-only shows that we are recording immediately after this show ends. Don't worry, we'll continue to bring you the same great content each week, but we really do appreciate your support by downloading the show each week or watching it wherever you do. And for more details, check us out, patreon.com/Utah Outcasts. But if you can't afford to donate, that's fine. We consider you just leaving us a 5-star rating in any of the places that you listen to the show, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play in the near future. If you're watching this on YouTube, give us a thumbs up and leave us a comment or two. Anyway, we'll be on Google Play when they finally get around to having podcasts there, hopefully soon. But joining us for the panel this week is the usual Utah Outcasts of Kyle Steenblick.
Hello.
Felicia and Twizzle.
Hello.
Myself, X. And also joining us is not the ordained women lady that we were hoping to have on the show because she got sick. Joining us is Carleigh.
Hi.
Carleigh is currently in Kyle's bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
I am.
How about that?
So if I disappear for a few minutes, it's probably because I went to the bathroom.
Yeah. Usually, right? We're married men. Anyway, so what's everybody been up to for the last week? Anybody do anything fun? Anything exciting going on for anyone?
Uh,
I know Felicia's got a great story here in a second.
Yeah.
Go for it.
I've got a few, but I'm going to save some for the end of the show. So this one, I'll talk about how I had to unfriend a feminist. Quote.
Oh.
Oh.
Not just a feminist, but a
She was wrong.
rat
She was.
fem. Like,
was this the giant breakdown that we witnessed earlier?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I hate the term radfem. I hate the term third wave feminism because I hear the descriptions. I'm like, I really feel like that describes me. So I really hate those. This chick is an asshole. She's a feminist, I guess, in her way, but she's wrong. So I made the joke on Facebook that Kraft mac and cheese, quote, cheese, their new slogan is a bit rapey. And it is, because it's, you love it. And
remember the fucking outrage that happened when Alan Thicke's son, Robin Thicke, came out with what the hell was it? The rapey theme. What the hell
I
was
fucking hate that song.
That was
Blurred Lines. There you go.
Blurred Lines is a horrible song.
Well, yes, it is, for many
song.
reasons.
Yeah.
I love
Well,
that
yes,
song.
on levels, it's a terrible song.
And not just because they ripped off Al Green.
Well, did you guys ever hear there was somebody that made a website for the old what rhymes with hug me? Somebody made up a whole bunch of other rhymes that came up with it, and they played the audio along with the music in the background. Please don't rape me. Just
Yeah.
It was pretty funny.
Yeah,
Anyway,
okay.
crazy asshole friend.
So it was a bit rapey, and then somebody pointed out how there's a box next to the picture I showed of the slogan that says balls. Not funny. And then
That's the
somebody
humor.
else pointed out that it was extra creepy because it was in like this warehouse on a wood pallet, like, getting all sorts of rapey. Well, this chick gets in there and is like, I think you're reading way too much into this.
That's
That's not
offensive.
actually what she sounds like, but that's the voice she's getting from now on.
Yeah, that's the voice. That's the voice I heard in my head when I read
That
it.
is the voice of anti-humor right there.
You're reading way too much into this. This isn't rapey. That's just what you're putting onto it with your own perception. And besides, rape is something never to be joked about.
Never,
And I was
ever.
like,
Mm.
first of all, I wasn't joking about rape victims. I was joking about rapists. I was saying that rapists are fucked up. And she continued to argue forever. And when other people started pointing out how fucked up, she ignored both a male and a female rape victim
Uh-huh.
and their opinions on this. They were like, no, she's right, she's rapey. And like other people were like, she was pointing out how that kind of language is subtly aggressive and fucked up. Why is this offensive to you? Like nobody, like other feminists that I know, like left and right, were liking this post because it was rapey. And
because it's funny.
So I explained the joke to her, which fuck her, it didn't need explaining.
No, it didn't.
But then she was like, well, it's okay to raise awareness. Yeah, it's okay to raise awareness, and it's okay to draw attention to these things, but joking just undermines the victims. Mind you, ignoring the victims. Two of them who were like, nah, she was right. It was funny. And they were like, humor, dark humor is healing. Thank you very much. And so then she decides that I was a terrible friend. Mind you, we've hung out literally once. So, not high on my close friends list. Anyway, so she was like, I just thought you would want to pay more attention to a friend who said they could be offended by this. Nope. And I offered ways that we could fix this situation without ruining a friendship. Her suggestion was, don't joke about this. And I said, no, that's not acceptable to me. So then I called her overly sensitive and called in all of my offensive jokes people, and nobody let up. So then she went on this whole, you're attacking me for expressing my feelings. Feelings are always valid. She actually said to me, how dare you attack my feelings? How dare you? On my fucking page? Are you shitting me right now?
That's one of those, you're welcome to leave, sweetie. You don't have to.
I eventually told her that. I said, you can leave now.
Yeah, I can't remember. I can't remember half the things I said on that post, but I'm pretty sure one of them was accusing her of raping comedy.
There's a dead clown in this room with the rubber out his ass. You've raped comedy.
My little sister posted a picture of a naked noodle, a noodle with nothing on it, and said, still not asking for it. It was amazing.
The only thing would have been better is if they had like a bed strapped to the noodle. Still not.
It got so terrible. It was amazing. So all night I'm laughing at like horribly offensive shit. She's like, you people just need to have someone to bully. And like other people are like, you're the only one attacking anyone here. You're the one attacking Felicia. She hasn't done anything. We don't know what you're talking about.
Like,
and then
the
she
rest of
went
us are
back.
having a good fucking time. What are you doing?
Right?
That drives me crazy. It drives me crazy when people come in. This seems to just be an internet like Facebook thing. People come into somebody else's post
and keyboard warrior the fuck out of it.
Well, they come in to try to bully the other person to one admit that they were either wrong or usually just that they're wrong.
But they
and then when there's pushback, it's stop bullying me, guys.
Like,
force people to kowtow to the way that they perceive things.
Right.
So there is no other opinion that's valid.
Right. And then she was sitting there going, you are so close-minded, you can't even see how you could possibly be wrong. And I'm like, I wasn't wrong. In this one, wasn't wrong. I think you're the one who won't look at themselves because you were wrong. And then she's like, I just thought you would take, she's like, I thought you would take sincerity seriously. You know, there are people who are sincere in this world and they're kind and good. And I'm like, I know some of the kindest, best people who do nothing but good. So don't you dare call me a cynic. I know good and kind people, and what you were doing here, because you were using emotionally manipulative language saying that you were trying to save a friendship, when to save this friendship meant that I had to conform to your concepts of right and wrong, not mine. You weren't accepting me here. I had to be what you want. So that's some emotionally manipulative language. Fuck you. And you sit here and say that you're sincere and kind, and just because you're using big words and soft language does not mean that you're at a higher level here. I am going to curse, and I'm going to say that you're being insensitive, because that's fucking correct.
I need to buy a pair of, like, those Oakley Blade glasses. UPC, bro? UPC?
Yeah. So she was using all this kind and soft language, but all she was doing was being emotionally manipulative, and she was being just as... what's the word? She was fighting everything just to prove she was right. Then she claimed sincerity and went back and edited out all of her comments that said joking about rape was never okay.
Yeah.
Fucking
I hated
sincere
people
my
when
ass.
people go back
So
and edit
feminists
shit.
out there, stop it. Because you claim kindness does not make you kind. Because you claim being sweet and gentle and sensitive does not make you so. Joking about rape is healing. Joking about the things that are fucked up in this world draw attention to it, and it doesn't have to harm anyone to do it. So if you're a feminist and you're sitting there saying that there's no way that you can joke about rape, you're fucking wrong. And don't you sit there and claim superiority because you use sweeter words.
That's mailbag at UtahOutcasts.com. If you wish to debate Felicia on this, we'll make sure she sees it. So what about you, Kyle? You been doing anything fun this week?
I finished writing a book.
That's right. You did
You
finish it.
finished?
I
You
finished
did
it.
finish the kids'
I finished
book.
it. Well, I finished the first draft of the manuscript, which means I'm going to go back and rewrite the damn thing.
Like 17 times.
No,
He doesn't have
probably.
time for 17 if it's going to make it into the Christmas pile.
Oh, okay.
It'll happen. I mean, but it's done. You know, first round is done. I get to take a
Well
day
deserved
off.
break. You beat NaNoWriMo by like 7 days.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I didn't do the word count because they're going for 50,000. But this is a kid's book.
That's arbitrary, though. I think
I'm settling for 30. I finished a book. Okay, that's where I'm.
Third one.
Length is irrelevant as far as I'm concerned.
Well,
I mean,
it's how you use it, really.
Was Breaking Dawn, the last book of Twilight, was over 1,000 pages. So
I really can't tell you how much I appreciate hearing you say that.
It's about girth. You know, tuna can.
Hey, I double spaced it, and the pages that thing's thick, so we're good.
That's what matters.
Dick jokes! Yeah.
Yay! Yay! We turned a children's book into a dick joke.
Yeah.
we're the best, you guys.
I had a
Oh, I
little
can make Harry Potter dick jokes. We can do that.
I had a date night this weekend, so I actually got to go out and have dinner like an adult with no kids being dragged around, and
Oh, that's nice.
we went to go finally see the end of the what is it, the what the hell is it called?
Hunger
The
Games.
Hunger Games series.
Mockingjay Part 2, or as everybody I know was calling it.
No, I mean I hate it when they take movies
was-
and they split a final movie into two fucking movies just as a cash grab because they know you're invested already and you're
Yeah,
going to
it
see it anyway.
sucks. I hate
Yeah.
that.
Well,
And
this
so,
was that one was
to-
half a cash grab, half that they just had too much story for one movie. But
Well, to protest it, the wife and I, I'm sorry if that offends anybody out there. She's my wife, and I call her the wife sometimes. So you know what? Fuck you guys. That's my title for her. So
I call William the fella all the
exactly.
time.
It's not a pejorative
Fairly
title.
certain I get called the wife.
Yeah.
you do. But I'm actually going
It's
to call
all
you.
good for me.
I'm actually going to refer to you as Carleigh this time around because you're here and can speak for yourself.
Yep, until she consents to come on the show, which will
You
be
have
never.
Why not?
She don't care about this stuff. She doesn't care about atheism or, injustice in the world. She's too busy doing her own thing. She's got other shit to worry
from
about.
every conversation I've had with her, that's what she sounds like to me.
No.
But you were talking about the movie.
Anyway, we saw Mockingjay, and to protest the fact that they split it into two movies, we decided not to go see the first one in the theater. We said, fuck you, we're going to wait until the second movie comes out, and we're going to watch the other one the night before. And so that's what we did. And it's a good thing, too, because that movie was a giant fucking cliffhanger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so we went to go see it, and yeah, it finished and it ended the series, and I have to keep reminding myself, this is a young adult book. This is not, great literature.
I don't know. I felt the movies did the books a serious injustice.
I haven't read the books, so I don't know, but I mean, I enjoyed the movies, and part of that comes from the stellar fucking performances from a lot of the cast.
Yeah.
And I've read the books, and I watched the movies, and what I can say is the character development in the movies is
stunted.
Non-existent.
Yes. They made the movies for the fans of the book. That's just what they did. They made movies for a specific audience.
I really feel, though, that they missed a very large point of the books. The books were supposed to display how horrific violence is, especially on a young adult mind. That growing up with poverty and violence and these horrific, sensationalized movies, action movies, is missing the point. That these things are terrible, and the books were pretty damn graphic, actually.
They were
like talking about like guts spilling out and shit. I was like, I've read some adult books where I'm like, all right, it's up there with them.
Well, and they also introduce concepts to young adults that will help them understand when they go into history, understanding fascism and understanding these governments that did things like the arena, the gladiators arena. They're going to help these concepts.
I won't spoil it from anybody, but you can definitely tell that the movie suffered because of the death of
Philip
Seymour Hoffman. Yeah,
because there was a scene specifically where Woody Harrelson filled in for him.
Yeah,
and you could obviously tell they kind of just went, okay, well, he's dead, and we need this scene. How are we going to do this? A letter. I know that's what we'll do.
I actually applaud them, the filmmakers, for going that direction.
Yeah.
I mean, the initial push from the studio was to digitally recreate for that scene, which they could have done it. I think they had enough of the audio.
Yeah, they could have done it. I mean, he talked plenty on there. But anyway, it was really fun to be able to go out and have an adult night and not have to worry about kids and everything. And then when we got home, it was like 11 o'clock at night, and one of my kids was still up. So, yay!
Yay!
By that point, they're holy terrors too. They're tired and all wound up and past sleepy.
Oh yeah, she had a rough day today.
Oh God.
I'm tired. I'm gonna be a butthole the whole day.
They're miserable, so they bring everyone else along with them.
A good chunk of the day is like, I'm not doing this. Go to your room and be poopy up there. We've got 3 levels in this house, and I want at least one between me and you right now.
Okay, you just need to go away now. I love you forever. Now leave me the hell alone.
I
can't deal with you.
To say, I don't want to see your face right now.
It's taken me long enough to learn this skill, but the do not engage. Do not engage. Like they're looking.
Louis C.K. has a great bit about this. He argued with a 2-year-old. It's called Pig Newtons. No, it's Fig Newtons. I'm not even doing this from memory. I'm reading it off the box. No, Pig Newtons. That is what arguing with a 2-year-old is like.
Yep.
The response to that is, okay, sweetie. That's how you respond to that. All right, honey. Okay.
Yep.
So we've gone through everybody else. Carleigh, do you have anything you did this week that was exciting or fun that you want to share with everybody in the broadcast world?
I don't think so.
Okay, then we can move straight into news because we've got about we got enough time for like 2 or 3 news stories. And first off, I want to commend our shitty governor for saying that he wants to allow Syrian refugees into the state.
Yeah.
Even though all the other GOP senators and governors and all these other assholes of the world are forgetting what it is to be a doit Christian, you know.
Mm-hmm. Well, fortunately, we have a president that decided to call all these governors and remind them that they couldn't actually do that.
It's just ridiculous to me.
Just a reminder, guys. You can't actually say no to this.
I don't want them in my state. I don't want them in here at all. They're terrorists. Like
there was a guy on Atheists of Utah who said that basically. He's like, logically following, some of them are going to be terrorists. And logically following, that means there's going to be more terrorism in America. And my sister's like, you're an idiot.
There's going to be more terrorism until we get the fuck out of the Middle East.
I see fallacy in your logic.
There is. What are the actual risks here, buddy? Like, when we're talking risk assessment, is it really likely? No.
Yeah.
And it was about living in his home, by the way.
Yeah.
And he was like, because they might be a terrorist. I'm like, what are the chances?
Oh, you'll be sorry when they're next door raping your mother, and it's like saying this just inane bullshit where it just doesn't make any sense to me at all. And let's not forget, these people are escaping atrocities. They're escaping the fact that they are essentially dead if they don't get here. And it's going to take them a really fucking long time to get admitted.
In the middle of a civil war that has 4 opposing sides.
Mm-hmm.
2 of them mega powers. There's no good way to
live in that. And they're like, seriously, do you really think that the terrorists are going to be coming here, or are they going to keep fighting that war when they're fighting for territory?
Yeah.
Maybe fighting for territory. Maybe.
Yeah. And then France had to go and shut everybody up by just saying,
I love that.
yeah, no, we're taking 30,000. We're taking 30,000 refugees now.
Yeah, we're still doing that.
Yeah.
Hi, we're France.
Mm-hmm.
You know, America, you have something to learn from the French over here. You know, the country that you modeled yourself off of. You know.
First of all, first and foremost, Americans, can we please learn a French flavor palette? Like, stop with your cheese that just tastes like milk and salt. I'm done.
But I love my milk and salt.
Like, seriously, you give them something that doesn't have, like, it has a smell. It doesn't have to be a stinky cheese. Like, it just, a smell. And they're like, I don't know. It's got glue in it. It's mold.
It's supposed to. That's part of how it develops.
And here's me feeling bad because I don't like the blue cheeses.
Wrong. You just haven't tried the good ones.
Probably, but I don't like the
That sounds kind of
flavor.
rapey there, Felicia.
I just said he was wrong. I didn't
You
say
just haven't met the real type of man yet.
Oh,
You just haven't met a good blue cheese.
He hasn't met a good blue cheese.
Come on, even our 9-year-old likes blue cheese.
I know.
But Kyle, at least you've tried it, because people are like, I don't know, it's got mold on it.
I don't know about that mold stuff.
I'm like, this cheese, this exact same way they make this cheese has survived from before the Romans invading France.
Back when the Gauls.
And you won't eat.
It's
the Gauls.
The sad part. I don't know if it's sad or not, but it's not the mold part that gets me. I'm perfectly well aware of how much mold I eat on a daily basis.
Okay, well, that's not your problem.
What's in this can, is essentially the leftover, the yeast poops that you have.
It's more like exhalations and you know it.
I know. I'm trying to gross them out a little bit.
But it is...
Well, with shit like Pabst, yeah, you're not going to have... It's all filtered as fucking, so you're not going to have any of that yeast. But that beer that I gave you, that one had plenty of active yeast still in it, so...
But anyway, Americans,
yeah,
learn French flavor palettes. Please, like, advance this just a little bit.
Not even just French, just... Open your mind to food.
Anything.
Any culture, anywhere. Just open your mind to the
seriously, I have
sheer variety of spectacular foods that are out there.
I have people who won't try anything that they have not previously tried.
Oh,
I don't know if I'll like it, and I'm like,
well,
correct.
that's why you try it.
Yeah, and they're like,
that's my 7-year-old's logic. I might not like it. Well, yes, honey, you're right. You might not. Or you might think it is the best damn thing you have ever tasted. And you won't know until you stick it in your face.
Until
you put your mouth around
after they have a terrorist attack, they still go, oh no, we're taking refugees and we're not going to wage war on everything that moves in that area. So there's 2, and that one's arguably more important.
It just makes me laugh that we're acting the way the terrorists want us to act. They are pushing the right buttons to get the fear-driven Americans to do exactly what they want them to do. They want us to come over there and
they
fight
won
them.
At 9/11. They got the Patriot Act passed. They did take away our freedoms. What the fuck?
9/11 was an inside job.
It was.
I can't even say that with a straight face. Because I used to be a truther and I'm fucking dumb for doing that. I learned how to think.
You're so sweet, though. We forgive you.
So, moving on, I'm glad that some people have their fucking head on their shoulders, right? And especially the fact that the Statue of Liberty, the bring us your tired, your poor, your huddled masses.
Your huddled masses.
They just
yearning to be free.
Yearning to be free. They don't understand what it is to allow these people in. It's not saying, "Oh, you come here, but we're going to be fucking watching you." No, it's like, "No, come here and enjoy America. Become American like us. Add your own little piece of what it is to be an American."
Yep. That's the thing about America.
That's why we're the melting pot, you fucking white supremacist assholes.
We come together and we make something better and more creative, and this is why immigration is actually a good thing, because the more diverse cultures that you get, the more creative ideas, and we can select from the best ones.
Living in Utah.
Blending these ideas into something new and unique and distinctive.
Exactly.
Like right now,
the more diversity you have, the more creativity. If we only get upper middle class white guys doing everything, nothing is ever going to fucking change or be better. Just not because they're incapable of creative thought, just because they're just way too similar.
Okay,
I'm in it for the diversity of genetic material.
I'm not only for that, but for the food. I mean, try Ethiopian food.
Yeah, everyone's welcome. Bring your food.
Please share your food with us.
Your food. I want to try it all, especially if you have cheese. Which I believe in the Middle East is big goat cheese and sheep cheese eaters.
I love some lamb. I developed a taste for lamb on the cruise. That shit's good.
I think it's hilarious that it is so damn hard to find lamb here in Utah because we have ideal lamb country.
We produce so much of the country's lamb here.
Funny story about that. My wife visited the new giant fucking Costco that we have in Salt Lake City, the world's largest, I guess.
Yep.
And they do sell lamb, like lamb carcasses there.
Your friendly neighborhood grocer also has lamb.
Yeah.
And I'm getting a pheasant from them for Thanksgiving instead of a turkey.
Nice. I'm more worried about the cost of it. Why the hell is it so damn expensive?
I'm just I'm fucking the trend up this year, and for Thanksgiving I'm doing a ham. Fuck y'all. Turkey's not that amazing. A good ham though.
I did momentarily consider rabbit.
Oh, rabbit's fucking delicious.
Ooh, I love rabbit and duck. Love duck.
I love duck. I'm getting venison sirloins from Dad here sometime really, really soon. I'm totally stoked.
And this might be me showing my redneck roots here, but squirrel's pretty fucking good too.
Really?
Yep, it's pretty delicious.
I'd be willing to try it.
Sure.
I would try squirrel. I'd never considered that, considering
all
there's not much
creatures.
there.
Yeah, there's really not that much there.
No, but rabbit. I had rabbit in Vermont, like just a whole fucking leg of it, right?
Yeah,
it was awesome.
I
was like, this is fantastic, you guys.
On squirrel, it's mostly, I mean, you can't really compare it because it's not poultry, but it's all dark meat, so it's like all really flavorful meat because
that was the rabbit. That was what rabbit was
because all the meat is like necessary for that thing to live and move and everything, so it gets supplied with all the great nutrients and everything. So. And that's really fucking creepy now that I'm thinking about it. But
pheasant's like way fattier than turkey, so
Yeah, I'd rather have something with flavor than just a giant hunk of white meat.
Also, turkey.
That's what gravy's for.
I don't like turkey.
Yeah, but then
I didn't like turkey
why
until
can't we?
brining.
I like the flavor injected deep fried ones, but
a brined turkey is nice. I'm not a huge fan of turkey.
Do you want to know why the brining works so well?
Because it's salt.
Osmosis.
Yes. Because of
science. Science. Let's bring the show back down to horrible levels here. Since we're talking about science and turkey and everything,
we start talking about food.
We start talking about food, and then let's bring it back to depression. 32 dead, 80 injured in Nigeria market blast. Guess who was to blame for this one again?
Nigerians.
Yes, but specifically what kind of set of Nigerians, We have Islamic terrorists once again striking out.
Is it Islamic terrorists? Wow, what a shocker!
What a shocker! And I'm not just gonna say like Hillary Clinton did in her fucking debate, and thanks for the Godless Revolution for doing that one because
the jihadists
saying jihadists, and it's like I'm walking this fine line between what the left wants to say and what the right wants to say, and that's really where you want to find yourself a lot of the time, because you have too soft on this side, too hard on this side, and like the Republicans think that if you say Muslim extremists, it's gonna make like all of a sudden they're gonna be like, oh God, you called me by my true name. Rumpelstiltskin has to run away. Oh.
Yeah, no, that's not how it works. There's a certain logic to not actually calling them Muslim extremists.
I get that, but
there is, because there are a lot, the vast majority of Muslims, in fact,
aren't extremists.
Aren't extremists.
Aren't separatist thing.
Yeah. Well, and it's if they start actually calling them Muslim extremists, the vast majority, I can't even really say the vast majority, but enough Americans will just hear Muslims. And that creates a whole new set of problems.
But at the same time, I'm not saying they have to own it, but they do need to at least acknowledge that when they do the whole, well, these weren't Muslims. No, they were in the same respect that the Westboro Baptist Church are Christians,
Yeah, that's just it. These are the same people who Hillary Clinton mentioned God in the debates more than any Republican. Like, she said there, God this and God-given rights and blah, 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 blah. Like, these are the same people who are like they would never, ever call it a Christian terrorist. They just call it a crazy person. Even if they were motivated by Christianity. So that's I suspect their motivation for not calling them Muslims is because if they don't call them out for being Muslim, they can just attack the person and not attack the religion, because they don't want that to come back and bite their Christian asses.
Man. Even though it should be shared, all of them. This should just be across the fucking board. This kind of terrorist, that kind of terrorist. This kind of terrorist, that kind of terrorist.
Fuck them all. Fuck all the religions. They're all fucked up.
So let's see.
Islam's especially fucked up right now.
Let's see. Besides all the Syrian stuff, I didn't have a ton of things on the Facebook wall for this week. Please go check us out there. We're growing and growing every day. It's getting to be a lot of fun. But we did have a article that came from gaysaltlake.com, which was Q Salt Lake magazine, which is really good because there's all of the issues that are going on here in Utah and worldwide with the LDS Church coming out with its stance on the children of gay couples. This article at least responds back to the people like us in the atheist crowd, where we're saying, what the fuck is wrong with you people? Why do you want to be part of this crowd? Why? Come on, why aren't you jumping ship? But we hear all this cognitive dissonance. Oh, I still want my kids to be brought up in it because it's a wonderful place and blah, blah, blah. And the article is by Marcy Taylor Ritzy probably, who says, I see you, I hear you, and your argument is valid. And so it's nice for like publications. It's not a huge publication, but big for Salt Lake because we got a great gay community in Salt Lake.
Yeah, we do.
A huge one.
One of the best in America, according to, I think, what the hell was it? Out Magazine, I think is what it was. But
yeah, we have one of the...
We have one of the highest.
It was number one last year for like 2014.
Yeah, well,
yeah,
and the number of like out couples.
Yeah.
And I don't know,
Love it. Fucking love it.
Yeah, I love Salt Lake.
Because it's diversity. Salt Lake's great because it's a fucking melting pot.
Seriously. And we are getting more and more diverse all the time, and I'm just like, oh, thank you. Fucking finally. I remember looking around in one of my high school classes and going, everybody here is white.
Is that the Springville one?
Oh, you were in Springville?
Yeah.
My mom grew up in Spanish Fork, and I have something of a unique perspective.
Spanish Fork.
Yep, Spanish Fork. I have something of a unique perspective of the children of gay couples in Utah because I was raised by a gay couple in Utah.
Yay!
Well, there you go then.
I wish we could get Charles Lynn Frost to come on the show. I bet you he could. I bet you he would.
I'll ask him.
I was growing up with a gay couple I grew up with my moms and I had my dad and I saw him on weekends, but as far as, being the child of a gay couple, it was really brutal, and I was in South Salt Lake. I wasn't in a suburb, I wasn't in a small town, but it was also in the late 80s and early 90s.
Right.
And it was really, really vicious.
Springville High School was a terrible place to go to high school. Hard.
You could just leave it without the last part, Leave it with the preposition,
Springville High School is a terrible place.
There you go.
Accurate.
You don't need the object of preposition there. There you go.
No, you're right. Springville is a terrible place. Spanish Fork,
No,
Spanish.
I'm sure it's pretty, but
no. Spanish Fork was fairly comparable to Springville. I spent a goodly chunk of my youth at both because my grandmother lived there.
Right.
I imagine you actually met some of my cousins there at Springville High.
I'm sure I did. Spanish Fork, though, has a bar.
This is true. They do.
A bar.
And they have a tattoo shop.
That's new.
And a coffee shop. But these things have stuck around since I've been going to high school there, so it's like 10 years now.
Oh.
And they have a coffee shop and a sex shop on Main Street that's been there for like 18 years.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, you're going to get a French tickler.
I mean, like, the people there are still super judgy. Like, they're still awful, but they at least have those things. Mm-hmm. And they've got, like, this one, what is it called? It's like a little fast food place. It's like the walk-up window, and they've got their
it's like a burger bar kind of place.
Yeah, and they've got their own version of corn dogs that are pretty good.
I know the place you mean. I've been there.
Yeah.
My only, and probably hopefully the last time I ever have to deal with Spanish Fork at all, is the fact that I went there for the Rage Against the Machine concert.
Yeah.
That they mistakenly booked at that venue, but they were locked in because it would have cost them too much. And they had the anti-gang task force come in from Salt Lake. Because they were worried about everybody. So, like, this was a lockdown fucking concert.
You're adorable.
And they had it at the rodeo grounds. And so Zach De La Roca came out and he was, like, doing the American flag upside down and hanging it from that half stack of amps and shit like that. And, man, you could just tell people in that town were like, these goddamn people, they better not come onto my property. I'm scared. We need to lock the doors. And I think there were, like, news reports from that time that they actually, like, shut down businesses and shit. Like, people went home early and boarded up their houses and stuff because
oh my god,
the concert goers are coming. The concert goers are coming.
Oh my god, Spanish Fork's adorable.
They're gonna play hacky sack and mosh. Oh
There's going to be the marijuanas.
Yeah, there was
and alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
People will be drinking, and those drunken people and the things that they
You don't know what they're capable of. You have no idea.
They might say that fuck word once in a while. Oh my god!
That damn town.
Gosh!
Oh yeah, my gosh.
Damn town. That's where the...
oh my heck, darn it.
God.
Flip.
Flip.
That's where...
Fetch.
They say bad words, and that corrupts our children.
That's where that theme park was going to be, wasn't it? Spanish Fork?
No. The
No.
theme park was going to be... where the hell was that going to be? Evermore?
That was going to be in... Yeah, Evermore was going to be in
thing.
American Fork.
Yeah,
it was
American
north.
Fork,
It was going to be north of American Fork.
That's right, yeah.
Over by Thanksgiving Point.
Yeah.
Kyle and I got in good with Kyle especially got in good with the people that were setting up all the stuff there. And Felicia, it's not going to be what you thought it was.
Oh, I didn't have any high expectations for it.
Well, it's not
a theme park anymore.
It's technically not even a thing right now. It's
really.
They lost their way.
Well, no.
What happened?
The people, the neighbors of this of the theme park,
the land that they had, yes,
decided they didn't actually want it there.
Of course they did. Fuck Utah, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I suspect, because they were fine with it. They were fine with the business coming in, and then they had that big Halloween party.
Which was fun.
Which was absolutely awesome.
Blast, yeah.
Really?
That was so much fun.
And after that, they decided, ooh, we don't know if we like these guys as neighbors. They serve alcohol there.
I think it's the
Victorian style. It's okay.
And they're loud and noisy.
Like dark Victorian style. Of course there's alcohol. Everyone drank alcohol then.
All the cool animatronic shit that they had, the little
Mormons drank alcohol at that time.
The holograms, the little holograms
cool.
things they had. Oh, that was so fun.
Like the little demon in the box, that was so cool.
Was incredible.
And then there was the little. It was so cute. They put on such a great party. They had little magicians running around and
nice.
So
it was cute as hell.
They still have everything going. They're just looking for new premises.
Oh, okay. Okay, that brings section 1 to close. We're going to come back here after this little break, and we will be back with part number 2, which is going to be our fun with real audio. But we will catch you here in a second. We'll be right back.
I'm going to grab another drink because I...
Okay, so it looks like we are back, and welcome back to the second segment of the Utah Outcasts, which is our fun with real audio.
Low to me, but yeah, there's a significant portion that are like, I don't care.
So apparently, you guys watching on video just missed like 2 minutes of us talking about this. So eventually, what the guy's talking about is that the women in Paris don't want to have kids because they like to have long vacations, lots of money, all this other fun stuff that that we think is that's a great idea. Let's not have kids.
Time to themselves.
Yeah, how about that?
I know. I'm like.
So only reason I bring that up is because we lost video there for a second, and I'm not going to go back and watch this shit again, and I'm not going to force anybody else to listen to it again. So let's let him finish up.
They don't believe that the propagation of the species is the most important thing.
The species, white people,
wait,
white Christian people.
Wait,
didn't you know we were on the verge of extinction?
I thought the species was
apex predator.
Human.
The species is Homo sapiens.
The species, I hate to tell you, is doing fine. Yeah,
it's fine. Seriously,
we are existing in places that we ought not be. Fucking space.
William was telling me sent me a text message. He's like, it's negative 40 degrees at my sister's place. I'm like, the fuck did you just say? And his sister lives there. They are living there.
Isn't negative 40 also negative 40 centigrade? I can't remember. Is that how that works? I don't know.
No, not quite.
No, it's...
but that's goddamn cold. That's really fucking cold.
He said that after, like, a certain temperature, it feels better, though, because your capillaries start to freeze. And I'm like, and there are humans living there.
Oh, don't mind me. My fingers are just going black. That's okay.
That's fine. It's fine.
I'll just snap off and it won't hurt. It's like a nice warm blanket.
No. He said that in Utah they sell useless sleeping bags. I'm like, they're rated for like 0 degrees. He's like, yeah, useless.
I love this guy that's saying about the propagation of the species and everything, which if you were to take the other side of the coin that we were just talking about, he's essentially saying that Muslim people are less than human.
Yeah, are different species.
That's fucked up.
And
of course, he's talking to.
He's implying that they're using them there to propagate. They're bringing them in to be little like birthing factories.
Well, right. We all know that happens because
women
of poverty,
know their
not
place.
because of religion.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's basically what he's saying. Their women know their place, and they're having babies. Women.
Man, let's let
how dare you have dreams and aspirations? How dare you?
they're here for. They think that the most important thing they're here for are the secular reasons to have fun. That's what they believe they're on Earth for. So
I don't know about you guys, but I get one crack at this thing, and I kind of like to fucking enjoy myself while I'm here.
Yeah, I got the one chance.
Yeah, that's really. They think that's his complaint, that they think they're here. They think they're alive just to have fun.
They're not doing their godly duty.
They're not baby factories.
Yeah.
Duty.
No, I'm pretty sure. Thinking you're alive just to have fun, that's your purpose in life. That's a pretty decent purpose in life.
That's a noble
purpose.
Unless you happen to think that killing other people and doing other horrible things to people is fun, which makes you a psychopath or a sociopath. Otherwise, more people like you. That's what we need.
Yeah, just fun.
More people who believe that we're here just to enjoy ourselves and have fun. Because you know what those people do? They just enjoy life, and they have fun, and they don't fuck around with it.
Well, and they do things that they're passionate about, and they get enjoyment out of what they bring to the world. They're not like, well, I just got to get through life.
Because I got that mansion waiting on me up in heaven.
And like, there's nothing wrong with women who have kids and also want to have fun. I don't understand why those two things are mutually exclusive. Why is he saying that having children isn't fun? Is that what he's saying?
I'm kind of getting that if we look at it, if we take away the information that he's giving us, the negative is a giant fucking void of don't have kids. Kids aren't fun.
Well, yeah,
but
no,
you know what? God tells you need to do this anyway. So
yeah, I mean, no, yeah, having kids is a big giant dump truck of not fun. There are some redeeming qualities, at least enough that a lot of people seem to do it.
Yeah, you get enough of those microtransactions from the kids after paying a hefty fucking fine to have them. So okay,
I have a cat.
That's pretty much the same thing, just for a shorter period of time.
Except for not at all, because I throw some food in a bowl and he's fine. Actually, he gets pissed at me if I don't spend enough time with him, though. Like, he's pissed, and then, like, he starts picking on everyone else in the house.
Yeah.
I have to make sure that he gets, like, at least 4 days out of the week.
How like children they are. Okay, let's let this guy finish up. The voice you're going to be hearing is Garden Klingenschmidt, our guy that was telling us that the only way to believe in God, to show scientific proof that there's God, is to first believe in God. So,
right, yeah, you have to accept God in your heart, and then that'll be proof.
That'll be proof, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's not how
to spend money and to have fun. So they're importing these hundreds of thousands of Muslims in order to work because they simply don't have children.
What?
He never really gets to his point.
Wait, if these women are working, because that's essentially what he said, they want money, so that would imply they're working.
Yeah.
Why would they need to bring Muslims in to work?
Well, no, they're not bringing in Muslims. They're bringing in Muslims.
Muslims, yeah.
God.
Muslim is the correct pronunciation.
Them Muslims.
Wait, is that really the correct pronunciation? Muslim?
That's Muslim.
Moo.
Why does the correct pronunciation of that sound so much stupider?
You just used another stupid word.
I think Muslim sounds pretty dumb to me.
Sounds like the fabric that I'm going to use for a backdrop one of these days when I get it hooked
it's
up
not
in here.
muslin. They're not a fabric.
It's so sheer.
It's a horrible, horrible religion, like them all.
Yeah.
But it's still not a fabric.
Just Google what's the harm. For people that are there wondering, well, Christianity's not that bad, or
no, Christianity is that bad.
They're all that bad. Go to what's the harm.
Yeah,
go look for that. Next up,
suicide rates of gay youth in Utah. Oh, Utah's suicide rates.
So let's talk about Ben Stein, who popped up out of fucking obscurity.
Holy
when he's
he's back.
When he's not making shitty Christian propaganda movies.
He's the boring guy, right?
Bueller. Yeah, he was Win Ben Stein's Money, where Jimmy Kimmel was a fucking co-host, and
Yeah.
He's awesome when he's talking.
Sorry, that wasn't Jimmy
anything.
Kimmel. That was Adam Carolla.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
the other guy from Adam Carolla, the Man Show, whatever the hell his name is.
Oh,
who has his own late show?
Yeah, the Jimmy Kimmel.
Jimmy Kimmel. Okay, I'm thinking of the guy that's on Tonight Show. Sorry, my bad. I don't know. It's weird. Okay, so Ben Stein.
Mr. Obama has been wrong from day one about ISIS.
Sorry.
He said that they weren't really serious.
Let's start that over.
Yeah.
Mr. Obama has been wrong from day one about ISIS because...
First of all, President Obama, asshole. He's earned the fucking title. I think, at least.
Not my president.
He's not my president.
I didn't vote for him.
He called them the JV team. He said that they weren't really serious or important. He has not in any sense addressed their threat. And he's a bad joke. As the leader of the most important nation in the world, he's a bad joke.
Obama is a bad joke because
Yes.
he called ISIS the JV team.
Uh-huh.
You know.
This coming from the guy who worked under the Nixon administration.
Yeah, he's a speechwriter, wasn't he?
So yeah, he was a speechwriter. I mean, he was just a speechwriter, but still,
he was part of that cabinet. Yes,
he was in that cabinet. So that's the group of people that he's in. So grain of salt.
You know, bad joke. You know, ended the war in Iraq. You know, pushed healthcare laws that have to be afforded to everybody. You know,
Don't ask, don't tell, repeal.
Don't ask, don't tell. Under his administration, gay marriage became legal. I'm not going to give that to him, but at least it happened under his watch. I'm going to give him that. But
Well, he did push for it, and he had no power to change that.
I just hope in the last month of office. I want the last month of office for him to go, yeah, and I'm an atheist too.
God, that was awesome. And God doesn't exist. Fuck you. I'm out.
Yeah, unlike the chubby dude that is like with the list. What the hell is his name? The gay guy that came. He was gay in office. I can't remember his name. Barney Frank. Barney Frank.
Barney Frank, yeah.
Who came out and said, "Oh yeah, I'm an atheist." It's like, motherfucker.
You couldn't have said that in office?
You couldn't have said that in office and, emboldened a good bunch of people. Well, no, I don't advise against anybody coming out. He's like, oh, he just set back everybody when he said stuff like that. It pissed me right the fuck off. So anyway, Obama's a bad joke.
He is a bad joke. What's worse, Rush Limbaugh kicked off his show today by saying that Obama is a danger to the safety of this nation.
Anybody?
Okay, you quote Rush Limbaugh. Yeah. You are immediately disqualified as a legitimate source in every
Yeah, sorry. There goes your credibility.
Gone. Every single word of it.
Mm-hmm.
This guy's name is Steve Malzberg, and he's on Newsmax TV, so he's about as credible as we are for news people.
I don't care. You quoted Rush Limbaugh. There is no level lower.
Well.
Oh,
he could quote Hannity.
I think Limbaugh's worse.
Even worse,
Beck?
Beck, yes. Fucking Glenn Beck. Hate that guy.
It's a very real danger. Well, I mean, I'm very interested in psychology. I'm very interested in psychoanalysis. I guess I probably should have been a psychologist or a psychoanalyst. But I think the question is, why is he so angry at America? I mean, why?
That is quite the statement there, sir.
It's a giant fucking leap to say, I'm a fan of this, I should have been this, and this is my statement. It's like
that was like why what was it?
Why is he so angry at America?
Right.
I'm a big fan of vaginas. I kind of like them, but you know what? I think I wanted to be a gynecologist. I don't think it's just he's making these really fucking giant leaps and bounds and everything, and he's like,
right. I read a couple things on psychology, therefore I'm way into it, know all about it, and why is he?
This person is obviously a schizophrenic, terrible person. It's like, I hate America. God.
I don't think there's much question that he does not wish America well. He he has a real strong hatred of America. Is it?
Citation needed, Ben Stein. Citation fucking needed.
We're going
on that
yeah.
one.
There's
he
a few
hates us
leaps
so
there.
much that he's doing all of those things to ensure that the American people stay healthy and are well cared for and have access to medications and.
Oh, speaking of which, since Bobby Jindal dropped out of the race this week, I should have talked about that.
Thank goodness.
The seat that was held by him as governor was filled up by some other. I think David Vitter was the guy that was holding his seat. He lost the election today.
Yep.
So there's now a Democrat that's in the fucking Bible Belt as the governor of Louisiana.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the first that's happened in a long time, like almost a decade.
Nice.
Because it's been consistently red down there, and now it's a little bit blue. Because maybe people are really fucking tired of being shit on by these people. One could only hope.
One could only hope.
So, Ben Stein.
Is it because he's part black? I don't know. Is it?
Sure. Maybe.
You just totally did that.
Maybe because
Black people hate America.
Maybe because he's part black. Maybe, I don't know.
And as we
Sure.
did, as
Hate America, you guys.
we
You know,
twisted
Fancy
words
word.
with the last guy,
Holy
what he said,
shit.
maybe it's because he's black. Therefore, ... all black people hate America.
That was like, yeah, maybe it's because he's
I
part
don't know.
black.
Maybe because
Wait,
he's part. Maybe because he's part white. I don't know. It's possible.
What does that
I
mean?
suppose.
What does that mean?
That's completely irrelevant, right?
Well, see, he's already built that. He already built that house of cards where he's saying, "Look, he hates America," and then he put another layer on top of it. His blackness makes him hate America. It's like, okay, well, this was kind of shaky to begin with down here, but you've already put this pile of shit on top of it, and so it's just gonna fall apart. Your argument is not fucking valid to begin with.
That was
Yeah. No.
At this point, you could say Emperor Zurg is Buzz Lightyear's dad, and I believe you.
I'm sorry. Ben Stein at some point in time may have been a really smart guy. He is still a really smart guy, but I think at some point in time he stopped learning things. And when you stop learning,
you become racist?
When you turn into
Well,
a crotchety old fucking man
probably.
that...
Well,
if that's where you stopped learning when you were still racist, because
Yeah, you turn into Ken
learning,
Ham.
you
You turn
yeah.
You petrify at that specific point in time.
At that racist point in time. Got it. Got it. It's black.
Mm-hmm.
You turn into Ray Comfort at that point.
You know, I'm just proud that as busy as I am and as crazy as my life gets, I can still at times be like, hey, I was wrong about a thing. Like, and just be fine. I'm fine.
Like, I was wrong. I love being wrong.
Look at that.
Except
Being
in my
wrong.
marriage. I hate that. But I
Well,
threw
that's
that
a whole
joke in just
different
because of
kettle of
Carleigh.
fish.
I only threw that in because you're here. Like low-hanging fruit. Let's see if she goes for it. No, thank you.
Not
You
generally.
didn't. There you go.
Because he felt his father was mistreated by the British in Kenya? I don't know. We don't know it. We just know that in terms of being a forthright, bold leader who takes on our enemies, he's not there. He's missing in action.
Wasn't he the guy?
Osama bin Laden is dead.
That's pretty much all we had for this guy's quote. But okay, he killed bin Laden. He authorized airstrikes and cruise missiles and shit on Libya. Didn't the right get pissed off at him because he did that unilaterally without any kind of support from Congress and anything? Congress is like, well, you need our support to do this. He's like, nope, fuck you. I'm in the executive branch and I run the military. So this is what we're doing.
Weren't they also at the same time refusing to do anything?
Yeah. They're like, no, we're not going to do anything.
He
Yeah.
hates America, you guys.
You know, because he
Clearly,
brought down
yeah.
Gaddafi. You know, he got bin Laden. He got Gaddafi. Maybe before he leaves office, he'll get Assad. We already had Saddam Hussein out of the way, so let's see how many other shitty little dictatorships that we set up to begin with are going to fall underneath this
Kim
guy.
Jong-un. Oh, we didn't set them up, but maybe he could take them out. It'd be nice. It'd be nice to see North Korea not be a thing anymore.
I would love to see a free North Korea. That'd be great.
Right?
Except there's just too much bullshit set up in that country. Ugh.
Oh yeah, that it's all fucked.
And I'm going to save the best for last, which is going to be us talking about Tony Perkins, who is the same guy that was saying he needs to wear a shit suit to his gay son's wedding.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't have a gay son. Well, maybe he does. I don't know. I don't even know. He
covered himself in shit, and he was crying, and oh god.
Yeah.
Was that him? Oh.
Yeah, that was the guy that was like, "Don't carve a smiley face onto open sores." You know.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah.
Like he was fucking.
It got really
shit.
like whoa.
It was really bad. Okay, let's see. Who do we have now? We have Tom Wildman, who thinks that it's getting to the point where I look at Muslims and I'm skeptical of all of them.
Really?
Yeah, let's hear this guy.
It's getting more and more intense. Talking to Dr. Robert Jeffress, a lot of people don't know how to react, respond to the fact that these acts of terrorism are done almost exclusively now around the world by Islamic jihadists, and
almost exclusively. As of now,
I don't know.
The ones that we hear about, yeah, but
yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know if I can. I couldn't speak to the accuracy of that, but okay.
There are Christians killing gay people
also,
in Africa and shit. So
let's also talk. Let's define terrorism.
Yeah.
Is it only terrorists if Muslim people do it?
No, it's only terrorism when you call it terrorism.
You know, because I'm pretty sure all the mass shootings that we've had in the United States count as some form of terrorism or another. You know,
Well, yeah,
white men are Sorry, go ahead.
How do you quantify something like the school shootings we've seen so many times?
Yeah, is it just body count, or does it have to be some sort of motivation beyond, I'm crazy and I want to kill people?
Yeah, white men are terrifying.
Yeah, we are. We really are. Be afraid.
If you actually look at the body counts, white men kill a lot more than these Middle Eastern terrorists. Mm-hmm. And I said white men, so I went Middle Eastern because they are Muslim.
Just look at World War I, World War II.
Yeah.
White men are terrifying.
States. I mean, you go back all the way into the Roman Catholics,
British
and
Empire.
that those white Christian men have been slaughtering up and down the history of humanity for as long as we've had it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's let the conquistadors in Southern America and Mexico.
Cortez, Columbus,
To be fair, microbes did a huge portion of their work for them before they ever brought in any kind of soldiery.
I know, but they still tried to enslave Native Americans. It just didn't work. That's why they brought in black people.
All right.
we look at that, and like someone wrote the other day, not all Muslims are terrorists, but all the terrorists are Muslims. And so, how do
Wow, imagine that.
That is a bold statement.
Really?
This is somebody that's looking at their philosophy 101 here,
Uh-huh.
All terrorists hurt people, but not all terrorists are. No, I can't even go down this fucking rabbit hole. It's just so stupid.
Not all people are terrorists, but all terrorists are people.
Yeah, there you go.
That's a good statement.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Damn. Look at that. That was deep.
Maybe we should just say that all terrorists are in some form
Cockbiters.
Yeah.
They're zealots or
Extremists.
fundamentalists, and usually extreme religious zealots.
Again,
Yeah.
let's
Generally.
Yeah.
But you
Yeah.
could quantify it as other stuff too. So
Yeah.
anyway, he got something right.
we as Christians look at this? I'll be honest with you, Robert. It's getting to where I look at Muslims and I'm skeptical of all of them because I don't know who.
No, you're suspicious of all of them. You're not skeptical.
I'm skeptical of all of them.
Your
That
risk
is eugenics.
assessment, sir, is fucked up. You are not actually doing a logical risk assessment. Are they? If I look at the risks available to me in the world, and I look at how likely it is to actually happen to me personally, should I be scared? The answer is no.
I am more
No.
likely to be stepped on by a cow at one point.
Yeah.
I just can't get over his accent. All of them. All of them.
Dogs.
All of them.
Dogs kill a lot of people a year. I don't know if you guys knew that. And I love dogs.
I love dogs too. My kid got bit by one today, and I was like, okay, well, maybe you were doing something that caused that to happen. Because that is a calm fucking dog, you know?
Dogs warn you when they're going to bite you, man. Like, they don't just snap. Like, dogs let you know.
Yeah, they don't just show up in a movie
Well,
theater.
no, sometimes they do. Sometimes they do. I was attacked by a vicious Cocker Spaniel that did not.
Well, you had it coming.
Give
It was a
any
Cocker
warning signs.
Spaniel. Cocker Spaniels are fucking
Yes,
insane.
it was my fault. It was my fault for petting the friendly neighborhood Cocker Spaniel who
Yeah,
decided.
it's like, don't trust that white guy.
A friendly Cocker Spaniel, so I think we know where the fault lies. I grew up with a Cocker Spaniel, by the way. He was an asshole.
Exactly. Lady in the Tramp, lady with a Cocker Spaniel. Need I say more?
They're
You
cute.
have the same thing. You have the same problem with dachshunds. An unsocialized
Dachshunds are
dachshund.
fucking vicious.
They're
Well,
mean little shits.
they can be, yeah.
We
Right,
had
now,
one
We
named
have a
Mojo that would.
dachshund.
He would get
Now,
fucking.
here's where we're coming into a misconception. People think that they snap out of nowhere and there's no warning signs, but if you study dog body language a little bit, you'll learn that they absolutely did give warning signs. It's just
Subtle.
you don't
You did not know
them.
how to correctly interpret them.
Exactly.
I-
And sometimes they can be fairly quick. You know, it can just be a few seconds before they bite. And a lot of people think that they're nice signs. Kind of like they kind of put their head down and they kind of look away. Maybe they lick their lips a little bit. and everyone's like, "Oh, they're being sweet." And then they just attacked me. No, those are actually submissive, like don't fucking touch me things that they're doing.
Well, it's
When they're
like
licking their
this
lips, they're like, chill the
was-
fuck out. Don't
I-
touch me.
I just got worried whenever the dachshund that we had would get the red rocket, and I'm like, uh-oh. He's coming for me. No!
His dog just licks his, like, just goes to town.
And if guys could reach, we probably would too. So
Probably
It's
would.
the submissive grin, or when they wag their tails when they're afraid. Those are all like are really
Right.
misconceived.
And they're subtle. They're
Body
subtle. So you kind of have to learn how to. Well, and not all like the lip licking where they like lick their own lips. Not all the time is that a sign that they're gonna bite, but it is a sign that they're feeling anxious.
but white guys will kill without any kind of clue.
Oh yeah, white guys just lose their fucking minds.
So let's finish up this guy.
It's getting more and more intense. Look at
we already
this.
heard that part.
I'll be honest with you, Robert. It's getting to where I look at Muslims and I'm skeptical of all of them because I don't know who the good ones and the bad ones are, and and that's a shame to say, and maybe that's Islamophobic. I don't know what it is, but it's a reality, and it's a reality that a lot of Americans and now Europeans are beginning to go, how do I deal with this? You don't want to be broad and general in
Well, then don't be. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
Islamophobic.
yeah, should
oh
we-
my God.
Dude,
Yeah, should we
you're not gonna
congratulate
get
him
killed
for
by
actually?
terrorists.
Should we congratulate him for actually nailing the definition of Islamophobic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
pretty much fucking textbook, right?
I don't know if that's Islamophobic or not. Well,
Yes.
no,
Yes, it is.
that actually is.
there.
When,
Indeed.
when you are afraid of all Muslims, that is pretty much the definition of Islamophobic.
But here's what he's really saying. I'm afraid of Middle Eastern looking people.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are white Muslims
Oh yeah.
Yes.
and there are black Muslims.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, but I guarantee you he's not looking at them twice.
I'm afraid of. Well, no, maybe the black ones.
No, probably the black one. But I guarantee you it's just
When he sees that this
shade
guy's
of brown. It's that shade of brown that he's skeptical of.
with this guy's way of speaking, I'm sure he's the kind of person to refer to black people as boy. Come here, boy. Yeah.
I'm uncomfortable now.
Ugh.
Like calling a black man boy is like when grown adults call me little girl, which has happened.
You.
Like,
well, I mean, in defense,
literally, I am little and I am big. But I'm not a little girl. Like,
well, technically, that definition does fit you, Felicia. I mean, it is fairly to think that is the right.
all right, fuck you guys.
in looking at people in a certain way, but you almost can't help it today.
Well, and again, we all individually want to love Muslims
Right.
and do everything we can to lead them to faith in Jesus
Right.
Christ.
Oh, there it is.
You can only be good.
Oh, there it is.
Christ.
That's
My
what it
opening
is.
on this can is too tiny for me to throw up into.
Oh, there it is. And hey, hi, beer. Wow.
Oh, that's terrible. We want to do everything we can to, not be good people to them, not treat them like human beings, but trick them and to have them worship our God. They already do.
Because their God is wrong.
They worship
Not
your
the same
God.
one.
They believe that Jesus was a prophet, just like their Muhammad is,
Same beginning book. It's the same.
The children of Abraham.
Ugh.
Damn it, Abraham.
Do you know that there are Muhammad mythicists? Because there's as much evidence for Muhammad as there is for Jesus actually existing. Yeah. Learned that this week.
I love I love how we dropped them finding a Quran like out of its time period on Carrie Jackson that one time. That was fun.
Really?
Kept listening. I'm like,
That reminds me. Did we ever actually send him that article?
I did.
Okay,
yes,
good.
I when it comes to that guy, I made sure I was on point and sent him things.
Hi, Carrie Jackson. We love you. Thanks for being on our show.
There are no other podcasts beside ours. Okay, let's let him finish.
Christ. But at the same time, and I said Sunday, we've got to lay aside political correctness and say what is the truth, and that is these 8 suicide bombers in Paris were not acting in opposition to the Islam faith. They were acting in concert with what Islam teaches.
Not going to argue with you there.
No.
Have you read your fucking Bible, sir?
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure that says in your Bible that you are to kill the infidel,
Oh, you you should be stoning me. Like now.
And
for
me.
like a lot of reasons.
For lots of reasons, yeah.
Beyond the fact that you're a woman.
And you're telling us men what to do. You don't tell
Yeah, I'm
us
not
men.
silent. I am in a leadership position.
The hell you say? In Utah?
Yeah.
That is impossible.
Yeah. I'm not like fucking. Sorry, it's still weird.
See,
President of Atheists of Utah.
We're getting back to this line towing here, where I'm uncomfortable wading into the right wing territory, but I can't take the left side either. So yes, I do agree that their religious book says that this is okay. So does yours.
Right.
So does the Torah. So does I would wager somewhere in Scientology there is a book. I haven't read them all. I've read quite a few.
Scientology is cool with fucking with people's heads and torturing them and locking them in rooms and kidnapping them.
They had the case that came out against them, I think this week or last week, where they were stalking this one lady because she was a suppressive person.
Mm-hmm.
That's a term for people that aren't in Scientology. And they said that it is their constitutional right and their First Amendment right to be able to stalk and harass this person.
No, it's not.
Okay.
That's not a First Amendment.
And
actually.
so, it came out with the judge going, "Get the fuck out of here." But maybe it was because it was more of a Scientology thing and not really. Because it's my Christian right to be able to go over to Brandine's house and make sure that bitch ain't.
Oh.
Terrible. Fucking
Hey,
terrible.
Brandine.
Hey, Brandine.
I love the way my high school history teacher explained our civil liberties, because he really made it very, very clear and very succinct in just the simple phrasing: your civil liberties only extend as far as the next human being. At that point, they end, and screw you.
Your civil liberties extend as far as the other person's nose.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Once you enter that other person's nose, you violated it. And if you are stalking them, and if you are violating their privacy, that is a metaphorical nose.
So I'm going to end this guy. I'm going to go over to Tony Perkins, because we only have a couple more minutes with this segment before we have to take another break, and then we're going to move on to our main topic, and that's just me teasing it because we're going to talk about something coming up next month, and it's going to be fun. Here we go. Tony Perkins.
Hi, Tony. Thanks for taking my call. Hey, yes, obviously, from Indiana, and our governor has said that he doesn't want to take...
Ow.
Did he swear? Did he swear? Because I know he didn't, but I like to pretend that he said something really terrible and they bleeped him.
No, he just mashed his face into the phone.
Just a cunt.
Your hand is too fat to dial this phone. Please hang up and mash your fist into the keypad again to get your special dialing wand. Me can't dial phone.
Islamic refugees, and that's a no-brainer. That's at the very least. I think we need to start thinking about why are these folks here? Islamic people, I think in general, do not come here to enjoy the values of America. I think
that's the main fucking reason they come here, because it's not Saudi Arabia. It's not Pakistan.
It's not fucking Somalia. I know a Somalian refugee, and she's a lovely person. And she was raised Muslim, and she's awesome. She's not sure God exists. So, dig that. But, yeah, she loves America. Because she's like, I can go to school.
I don't have to wear hijab if I don't want to.
Like, she's like stoked. Newton is one of her heroes. She never had the chance to even learn about evolution, and now she's like, oh yeah, it's definitely a thing.
That goddamn
definitely
Newton,
real.
His Christianity. I still got a bone to pick with that man.
Yeah, but they come here because they hate it.
Yeah, they're not coming to America for American ideals. They're coming here because
there's something a little more, I'll say, ominous about why a lot of Muslims are coming to America for the same reason that they're coming to Europe. They do not want to assimilate. They do not want to become a part of America. And
he said assimilate.
It was simulate.
I have
simulate
as a lover of the English language. When someone slaughters it like that, I have to call attention to it because
they do not want to assimilate, though.
But resistance is futile.
We're not the Borg. Resistance is futile. You will be assimilated. America,
no, you will be assimilated.
Assimilated.
These are the same kind of assholes that think we need to have English as the national language. We're not going to cater to anybody.
You will be
if English is going to be
assimilated.
the national language, you need to learn it, please.
Your distinctiveness will be eliminated.
You add nothing to the collective.
Will be added to our own.
Yes.
The Borg Queen it does the whole inject into the neck thing and it puts the other things there, and they just go, nah. Chuck it out the fucking airlock.
Wait, they didn't come to America to be like made white and delightsome.
See that in the Star Trek movies I want to make, the Borg tries to conquer like New Kentucky, and it actually destroys the Borg. You know?
Nope. Yep, the Borg nope the fuck out.
You got a purty mouth.
The Borg end up becoming fucking Deliverance style people. Come on, squeal for me.
They add the distinctiveness of Kentucky to their own, and they fucking crash.
And I realized Kentucky
destroys them from the inside.
Kentucky might be a pretty happening place. I went there once on a trip, but I do have friends that live there, and it is really fun to make fun of him because he talks about Ken Ham quite often. And so
he's like, "Fuck this guy."
It's funny when I was watching
running around going, "Hey, Brandine!"
Well, he's the guy, my friend that's there. He's like huge into media and everything there. And so when I was watching the Bill Nye versus Ken Ham debate that they had on TV at the Creationist Museum.
Yeah.
I spotted my friend like front row press section like 3 seats over. I'm like, oh my God, that's Ron. Fuck, dude.
Sorry, really quick, going back to the Hillbilly Borg. All their repairs that they do, because they repair the bodies, right? It's all bottle caps and duct tape.
That's so a show I would watch, though. That'd be fantastic.
Hillbilly Borg.
The Borg making fucking moonshine.
Hey, one of those cubes would totally make a fantastic still.
It wouldn't be a like perfect cube shape though. It'd be slanted on one corner. Right, well, we did the best we could. I'm gonna go out there to that there cement pond.
So wait, what was he saying about, what is it? Assimilated?
Assimilated.
They don't want to assimilate.
They don't want to assimilate.
Enjoy America's values. And I think we need to really start being serious about what are we going to do with all the Muslims that are here now, never mind bringing more in. And
let's kill them all. Yeah,
What did they just say? What are we going to do with the Muslims?
What are we going to do with the ones that are here already?
Oh,
they're going to reopen Topaz.
Yeah, thank you, Carleigh. That's exactly what he's talking about.
How about you go over to him and be like, "Hey, buddy, how you doing? You guys new to the neighborhood? Wonderful. Glad you're here."
Are you a terrorist?
No. I'm trying to go humanist route here, and I'm not even a humanist where it's like, you guys want to come over and have some barbecue? You know, I'll try to make it halal as much as I can, you know? Try to at least establish community with these people, you know?
You know what? No, just don't serve ham, don't serve bacon, seriously. Like, I've hung out with plenty of Muslims. Like, they're like, we'll eat whatever you make. And it's like, but you don't eat ham, right? And they're like, yeah. So we're like, chicken? And they're like, yeah, we like chicken.
I mean, you know,
that's it. I'm
we've
like,
already started by
having king, and I'll make the biscuits, and it'll be delicious. And they're like, okay.
I'll make some bomb ass shawarma, have some hummus.
Yeah, they'd probably be like, this isn't hummus.
This isn't hummus. This is an abomination. I'm sorry.
Yeah, seriously, I've hung out with plenty of Muslim people who are like, nah, we don't care. Like they're
a beer?
and they're like, please don't. We want to try new food. It was kind of one of the things we were excited about. Like
yeah,
something shiny and new and different.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, we don't eat pig, but I feel like you have a lot of options, America, and we're
for the Kentucky Border Collective that we have here, you know, it's all Doritos and Taco Bell anyway, so
and that doesn't count as meat.
No,
so.
No, definitely not.
Especially given the numbers that I heard.
Sorry, especially. God, that one drives me.
Did you say especially?
Especially.
Yeah.
Oh God, X! Can you start using that for you?
I'm gonna exceptionally.
Like, it's X approved. Especially.
Especially. I can't do it because every time I do, I think a puppy gets like run over by a bulldozer or some shit. It's just something terrible, horrible death that a fairy.
That's
every time you slaughter your birth language, a puppy dies.
It's like when somebody says espresso.
Ugh.
Oh God, that one makes me nuts.
Mm-hmm.
But the one
there's not even an X.
Thanks, Dodge, for making the Dodge Neon Espresso.
The one that kills me the most, I mean, the one that just makes me want to stick a pencil in my ear, happens here, and my own kids have started doing it, and I just am really a hag about correcting them on this one. When you dropped the T.
Oh, mountain.
Mountain.
Leighton.
Kitten.
Cotton. Kitten. I'm like, no.
It's kitten.
No. My sweetheart, you need to enunciate. I'm sorry, I couldn't understand that word that you just spoke.
My sister has
Why don't you go and try again?
It's a remnant of her lisp. So she got speech therapy.
Shut up.
So now, most of the time she's fine. If she gets really angry, it'll come back. But a lot of times she'll just mumble. Like, it's just a word jumble. And so my mom, all growing up, would be like, mumbler. Like, just sound salad.
The hell was... Oh, that was Willy Wonka at the Chocolate Factory where he did that. Mumbling! Mumbler! Charlie and Chocolate Factory.
I can't... Seriously, I can't understand a word you're saying. And once again, I reveal my age.
Yeah. Young lady.
Little girl's the one. Young lady's fine.
Oh, sorry. I classed it up. Fuck. I can't even insult you properly.
It's little girl that bugs the fuck out of me.
It's so condescending.
Thank you. Like, oh, little girl. And I'm like, what?
Excuse me? I can honestly... Now I can honestly say that nobody says that to me.
I can't listen. I can't hear anybody say little girl without thinking of Oingo Boingo. It's a conditioned response within me.
I don't know. I go to Carol Burnett.
Yeah, that's what
little
I get.
Little girls everywhere. I love it, little girls. Yeah, Annie's a staple in the household.
Mm-hmm.
A common threat that I give my kids is, okay, that's it. I'm done today. You're going to Miss Hannigan's.
Oh, that's cold.
She's not real. I'm like, yep, I'll get the phone book out, and they don't know what a phone book is.
Girls. Yep.
Tim Curry was in that movie. He was a god. Okay,
so anyway,
let's finish up this douchebaggery.
When you look at these numbers in terms of the immigration, it is alarming. Of those,
actually, it's less like people have actually slowed down their immigration to America because they're like,
yeah, we have negative growth from Mexico. They're leaving.
Yeah, they're like, I don't really want to go there though.
Let's go ahead and get away from those crazy sons of bitches with guns.
France, they seem super cool over there.
Mm-hmm.
And like if I have a kid, I actually get time off work.
Right?
Because that's important. God, important. Important. I can't help it sometimes.
I know, the Utah comes out in me too.
Obligation. First and foremost, as I said earlier, the president has an obligation to protect America.
That was a good drop the T. President.
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 It's an implied T.
President.
It's fun learning implied letters.
President.
There's a bunch of Japanese too. President.
The numbers coming into this country are alarming.
You just sound like you had mouth surgery.
Who gives these mealy mouth guys radio shows?
Radio shows. Well, there's lots of people out there doing podcasts that are almost fucking better than them. So to speak.
Know how to enunciate their words.
Enunciate. I can enunciate my speech. Okay.
Americans from all enemies, foreign and domestic. And we've seen time and time again where the governors are actually doing what the president should be doing. But the president has the orientation of a community organizer.
8 years in. It's 8 years in, and they're still bringing up these fucking tired talking points. He was a community organizer. He's not fit for the job. I don't know. I think after the first year, he's probably got a pretty fucking good stride on what it is to be president because, his part is small compared to all the other fucking people that orbit around him.
Well, I never got why calling him a community organizer was a negative thing anyway.
Yeah, I'm really confused why that's an insult.
I don't know.
Let's shit all over his law degree.
I know why. Because a community organizer is traditionally a female thing. Especially a housewife thing.
Let's just shit all over his constitutional law degree that he had. The guy that we're saying is destroying the Constitution. That was his major fucking field of study when he was in college. You dipshits. God.
He didn't teach it. Wait, where did he teach? He taught. Was it
Harvard
Columbia or Harvard? Yeah. Oh wow. Hey.
Holy shit! You think he know a thing or two?
They don't just fucking let anybody do that, especially those. What do you call them? Community organizers.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what they look for, really. Oh, we see you've got a law degree, but really, who doesn't? Oh, you were a community organizer. Come on in.
And that's all I can take from these fucking idiots. And that's a good thing, too, because I think we've gone over a few minutes. This is a great time for us to stop here for a second and for us to go relieve ourselves, get another beer, whatever we're going to do. But we'll be back in a second with Act 3, which is going to be us talking about jolly old St. Nick. So we'll be right back. Okay, and so we're back for Act 3 of the Utah Outcasts for this week. And I think for a main topic, we were going to bring up, since we are so close to the holidays anyway, and we probably won't get a chance because we've got guests out the wazoo until the new year. But we're going to talk about whether it's okay to talk to your kids about Santa Claus, not Jesus, Santa Claus, because I can't speak for Kyle and Carleigh, but in our household we do the Santa thing.
Santa.
Because it's a shitload of fun.
Mm-hmm.
It is. It's a huge amount of fun. I love being Santa.
And there's a lot of families out there, especially in the atheist and agnostic or skeptical families, where they're like, no, you shouldn't do that. That's lying to your children.
It's only lying to your children if you insist and are entirely sincere when you tell them that that there is actually a person named Santa who is actually magical, who actually visits every house and comes down your chimney or somehow enters your house in the middle of the night to deliver you presents if you've been good.
Yeah, all of my kids are already questioning, well, we don't have a fireplace, so how's he getting into the house? And I'm like, it's magic.
Because magic. That's always the go-to.
Yeah, it's magic. Don't think about it too hard.
And I'm waiting for them to do the whole, well, how does he get to every house? Because there's a lot of people in the world. Because it's fun as they start to ramp up their cognitive way of thinking of things.
I know. That's my number one argument in favor of doing Santa with kids. Because it really, really kicks in their critical thinking skills.
Well, Kyle, in that case, why don't you teach them about Jesus while you're at it? Because that's a good way of inoculating your kids, too.
Well, I certainly think there is an argument to be made about the not doing Santa thing.
There is an argument for it, yeah.
You know, when I had my kids, when I was pregnant with my daughter, and I found out that she was coming, for a long time, I thought that I wasn't going to do Santa, and I argued against it fairly vociferously, but when it actually came down to the time to do it, it's a huge amount of fun, and they really like Santa, and I don't know. I mean, it's hard to explain.
Well, there are a lot of reasons. One of them being when you're dealing with really little kids, trying to make them understand, if they know where these gifts, however substantial or insubstantial they may be, are coming from. If they know they're coming from mom and dad, the first thought that they're going to have is, why is this only, once a year? Why, if you're able to give me presents now, why can't you give me more whenever I want them?
Well, yeah, but the same argument could be made for birthday gifts, and there's no Santa at birthdays.
Yeah,
like, shut up, kid! You get enough presents all fucking year.
So do you enjoy
this house and this meal?
Yeah, my answer to that one is because you don't get them right now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, I don't have kids,
yeah.
So obviously I'm coming at this from a completely different perspective. But from the way I was raised, it was because the answer is no. That's what it is right now.
Because I said no, that's why.
And I know that's not simple. I know that kids are dicks sometimes.
They're little fucking dictators.
Yes,
they really are.
I know.
Yeah,
I know that's. I'm making it sound like, and then they'll be like, okay, that's
that whole the whole good behavior thing is a pretty big one too. Because if they just know it's as long as I don't catch you being bad, that you're okay.
Yeah, about the worst thing you can tell a kid is, don't let me see you doing blank ever again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, I can still do it. He just can't see me do it.
Yeah.
And once your kid's at that point, they've matured enough.
Yeah.
Like they could probably survive on their own for a day or two.
Yeah.
But isn't there something to be said about like kids learning that they can't trust their parents entirely once they figure it out? Like, they lied.
I don't. Fuck, that's kind of hard to say because I think kids need for the first handful of years to think that their parents are these beings up on this marble pedestal where they are the paragon of everything human, and then as they get older they start to realize
they're just people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the first steps into it is like, oh, well, but you know what, your kids know that you lie to them all the time.
Yeah, they do.
They may not be cognizant and say, well, that's a lie, Mom and Dad.
Yeah.
Most of the time they're gonna be like, yeah, I know what that means. Like when they say, "Can I do X, Y, or Z?" Be like, in a little bit.
Yeah, if you know of any soon to be parents or very very new parents who ever say something as naive as "I'm never going to lie to my child,"
Just laugh.
openly
It's cute.
openly laugh at them and mock them because it's
Mock
not possible.
them.
I don't believe
Not
that for a second.
possible.
Shun them.
Oh, that's so cute that you think that. I mean, when my daughter came to me and was saying, you know, Mom, Santa's not real, and then she ticked off her list of logical reasons for why it was not even remotely feasible.
Mhm.
I said, you know what, sweetie, you're absolutely right. She goes, well, then, why did you say that? I said, well, you know, depending on your perspective, he's real in that your dad and I are Santa and we're here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess for me, it would just be a myth. It would be a story you tell.
Mm-hmm.
It would be like, I'm not going to keep my kids away from fiction. I think fiction is an incredibly powerful tool. I think it's a wonderful way for us to understand the world around us. I think that it's an important way that we convey ideas and meaning and concepts. I think fiction's remarkably important, and I think mythology and even cultural mythology is important itself.
Mm-hmm.
So I can understand the whole myth thing, and there is a certain age where kids don't understand the difference between myth and reality. But what if it's just always presented as just a myth? Like, the kids are like, wait, is this real? And no, it's a story. We're just telling a story.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fun because it's a story.
Yeah, but that kind of sucks half the fun out of it because there's nothing better than getting up on Christmas morning and after you've spent all fucking night either putting together item X, Y, or Z or, getting everything just picture perfect right inside the house underneath the tree and everything. Because, yes, I am one of those atheist families that celebrates Christmas because you know what? It ain't your fucking holiday.
Yeah, it's not your holiday.
It's a big, giant shit ton of fun.
The holidays are there because they are...
pagan.
They're important to celebrate, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
they're important because of the emotional aspects of them. People need time to relax. Family. They need time to let their hair down. They need those reminders of the things that they are working for and struggling for.
Yeah,
celebrate.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And so I find it funny when people get offended by that. But there's nothing better than when you get everything put under the tree because the tree's been up for a couple of days or months in some people's case. And then the kids come down and they see all the shit under the tree. It's like magic happened.
It is.
Yeah.
And their faces light up and they know Santa came and it was magic and they know it reinforces how hard they've worked to follow these behavioral guidelines to be good as...
rewarded.
They're rewarded and it's magic and they feel good about themselves for having accomplished it.
But I think Santa's one of those things where it's a lot easier to inoculate your kid on magical thought and everything and also for the, keeping kids out of religion because it teaches people like, okay, once I think this through, be like, okay, well, there's obviously no chance that this ever was real.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But it's harder to do, and I'm speaking from experience here as a little Baptist kid growing up, thinking Santa was real. I still never questioned Jesus' veracity because it's just something that was always present in there, But for atheist kids...
Jesus didn't do shit.
But for well, he died for my sins, Felicia.
No, but he didn't actually do shit. Santa did some shit, so you had to analyze that. So that I can understand.
Yeah, I mean,
there was some evidence of something.
Yeah, there was physical evidence of Santa. You went to bed, no presents. Woke up, presents. Therefore, Santa.
Yeah, we're talking Southern Baptist kid.
Maybe if I do have kids, I'm gonna do like the Santa version from the books I'm reading right now, where he's also Odin.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. And wait, I feel like I did read that somewhere that in Scandinavia Santa was Odin.
Yeah, a horse with 6 legs called Sleipnir.
Yeah, I feel like, but Odin was the one who delivered gifts.
I'm okay with that. Anthony Hopkins is a great fucking actor.
Yeah, sure. Let's do this. I will take it.
If you're good, Anthony Hopkins will visit
Come
you.
and bring you nuts and fruits inside your wooden shoes. Oh, wait.
Hannibal Lecter will not eat you.
He's going to come wearing hunter orange.
But he's gonna join the wild hunt on Halloween and hunt down some poor soul, just because.
And a nice Chianti.
Yep.
Maybe if we're gonna keep, the whole Santa mythology, we need to include Krampus.
Yeah, Krampus needs to be included, and I'm thankful for the movie coming out because it looks like a lot of fun.
Okay, you know what? I am a fan, and this is maybe terrible. I am a fan of exposing children to fear because I was, and
so was Jim Henson.
Well, I grew up.
I'm a big fan of just scaring the shit out of my kids every once in a while for no reason at all. Keeps them on their toes.
Like loving the dark side of things, like the vampires and the monsters, and there's something appealing in nighttime and all that, right? And I think that, and I'm a personal believer in practicing fear and practicing pain and practicing hunger. Not actually having to experience these things in real dire straits, but being aware of them. Yeah. This is why I think when a teenager gets their heart broken, it's good for them.
It helps you develop coping skills, and it helps you see the value in these.
Yeah, I mean, that first heartbreak hurts like hell. It hurts. But I'm going to tell you, I mean, I seriously was out for days when I first got my heart broken. Like, just done. Like, just tears, crying. It hurt like hell. And then I got my divorce a year ago. Or we broke up a year ago. And when we first broke up, even though I knew it was the best thing, even though I knew it was, I was going to be happier, even though I knew all of this, it hurt. But I still got my ass up, and I went to work, and I got things done. Hell, I did very, very well at work, actually. And I started to take care of myself. So I feel like as a teenager, it's not even as real as a divorce. It's not even as important. But I'm going to tell you that it hit me a lot harder. And that's normal, and that's okay. And the reason for that is because it's the first time, and we're practicing these emotions.
We're practicing being alive, yeah.
Yeah, we're practicing being alive. So scaring the shit out of kids is allowing them to practice fear. And practicing fear, I mean, not true fear. We don't want to actually make them feel afraid for their lives.
Speak for yourself.
Spoken like a true non-parent.
Yeah. I regularly hold my kids at really weird angles, like by their legs and stuff like that, just to give them that little bit of fear of like, oh God, if he drops me, I'm dead. Oh shit.
Okay, but again, it's with somebody they trust, and it's a safe place. You are not running at them with a hatchet.
Yet.
Generally. Usually. Most of the time.
Well, you remember the history of me. I used to be a juggalo. It's just going to come out one of these days. I'm going to put the face paint on.
Juggalo. You were a juggalo. Oh my God. I'm never going to let you live that down.
I'm going to get my Jinkos out.
I'm never going to let you live that one down.
I embrace it. I don't care. I've still got all the fucking albums behind me over here somewhere.
You don't let kids watch movies that are scary to kids. I don't think that Silence of the Lambs would have been that scary to me as a kid. Like, I didn't watch it till I was older, but looking back, I'm like, yeah, there's some gory bits, but
I watched it as a kid, and about the most horrifying thing I remember watching was Miggs throwing his cum on what's her name's face, like,
right?
And you're like, like, what is that? Where do you get that?
I don't understand what
from?
Just happened.
Yeah, that's before I pulled my put. I didn't know what was going on, so.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, watching something that scares kids, like, in context for where they're at. But I think that those are healthy things. So yeah, Krampus.
Yeah, Krampus.
One of the many one of the many Santa myths.
Well,
there's a ton.
Is supposed to be his brother.
Yeah.
Well,
those are fun ones. I'm really excited to start getting into those.
I would like to. It would be fun to teach the kids about Christmas around the world once they finally understand, all of the bullshit behind it.
I guess for me,
especially when they start developing the whole, what's right and what's wrong for us to have culturally in this country.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to bring up Black Peter. Black Peter when they get to that age where it's like, oh yeah, well over here in Belgium, they do blackface with like minstrel lips.
Yeah.
They're like, wait, that's not right at all. That shouldn't be. That's not right. And be like, aha, but it's a different country and it's their custom. Is it right or wrong?
It's wrong.
Well, if they actually had a black person doing the role, it would be okay. But with the fact that it's some white dude wearing like a curly afro wig doing
What? Why?
Fucking
My
cats.
cat is an asshole. He just latched himself onto my sweater and then like bit at his own claw. I don't know what he was doing, but he wants out of the room now. And he's wanted out of the room since I let him in the room.
Welcome to kids.
My cat's a dick. Yeah, but I don't do Santa for my cat. Oh, but
you should.
Yeah, maybe you should. He'd be better behaved.
But funny thing, the family bought a dog couch today. It's like a big bed couch thing.
Oh, okay.
My cat owns it now.
This is mine.
He takes up the corner of it, but the dogs won't get on it. It's his now.
Fucking cats.
I know, they're dicks.
Here I am. I'm still.
Kind of thing, I can understand though why parents they're like, I was lied to about religion. I don't want to give my kids this misgiving of magic being real.
Well, and I can't even hold a grudge about my parents making me believe this stuff because they still do.
Mm-hmm.
Well, of course they do, but it was okay. So your parents didn't lie because lie requires intention.
Yeah.
But it wasn't real.
Yeah. Well, I'm still going to go back to Santa is a valuable teaching tool. And it teaches more than just the critical thinking. Is this real? Is this not real? It actually teaches the concept of selfless giving. Once the kid figures out that there's no actual Santa person, that everything is actually coming from their parents or people they know, but in a way that is not. There's no expected.
You're not getting
reciprocation.
You're not getting praise. You're not getting presents back.
It is a real embodiment of selfless giving.
You guys are so altruistic.
I know. God,
I'm such an asshole me and my wife are assholes when it comes to Christmas stuff. They get like one present from Santa. And it's not even the biggest and best. The rest are from mom and dad. Mom and dad. We wanted to hammer it home to our kids. Yeah, you realize that most of the shit comes from the pockets of mom and dad.
Oh, see, most of our kids' stuff comes from Santa, and they'll get a small handful of things that come from us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
I
grew up lucky. It was like half and half, man. Like, I got like something really awesome from. Man, I had the best parents. I got something really awesome from Santa, and I got something really awesome from mom and dad. And then the rest was like split between them.
Mm-hmm.
And but I know you're talking about this concept of selfless giving, and and my sister, she does give and she does do nice things, but she lacks empathy, man. And
the same way.
But so let me give you an example. So my sister hates,
we can't help it. We're sociopaths, you know.
Yeah. So my sister hates homeless people with pets. Because she thinks
I see where she's going.
Yes.
So really, she just hates homeless pets.
Yes, she does. But she hates when homeless people have pets. Now, I understand where she's coming from, that these pets would have longer, healthier, better lives in a house, in a home, right?
With appropriate veterinary care, etc.
I just hate that the homeless have found Walmart parking lots to be the best place to fucking panhandle.
Oh, they're not. Those people are not actually homeless.
No, they're not. No.
But a lot of these people, that may be the only person, and I'm using person loosely here, but that may be the only person in this world who loves them and they love back.
That loves them unconditionally, just the way they are.
Yeah.
Right. They don't have to have a house.
Where's my food? Where's my food?
and I guarantee you they're sharing the food. Like, and, you know, for them, it's the only one they have.
It's a human comfort. It's a contact and a warmth.
Well, and it is for those. It's for those animals too, because a lot of those animals were probably homeless. It's not like they went to the shelter and paid $75 to make sure that everything. Those were probably homeless pets without anyone as well.
Yeah.
Which is sad and heartbreaking.
Right.
So
or
they
were the pets of people who then became homeless, and so did their pets.
Yeah, and that's all they have left. Like, how can you take that away from them? You know. So it's terrible and sad and awful. But my mom said, what if we went and bought a bunch of cat and dog food, or just a bunch of dog food, because I don't think they have cats a lot. And she's like, what if we went and bought a bunch of dog food and just gave them dog food? And just, you know, she's like, then the dogs can eat and they can know that at least their pet is taken care of, at least for a meal. And my sister freaked out.
But
she
Felicia,
was like,
my shopping cart only has so much space in it.
She was just like, no, that's just enabling them. They should give it up to a shelter. That dog will get adopted. Like, she
honey. No, sweetie. That dog will be put to sleep. Because that's what happens to most of them. So instead of living some half cared for life, they're just going to die.
How cruel is that to that dog emotionally? But she flipped out and refused. Straight up refused.
We need to get your sister on the show.
Yeah.
I think I'll get along great with her.
And we grew up with Santa. Just saying. Selfless giving, thinking of others, empathy. Didn't work for her.
It
doesn't work on sociopaths, so goddamn it.
It doesn't work on everybody.
Yeah, me.
What are you going to do?
Oh
I'll be nice and give gifts and everything, but I'll be like, why am I doing this?
Oh my god, I love giving. I fucking love it. Like,
as I'm writing the check, be like, I could have spent.
I have a problem where I will spend all my money just being generous. Like, I'm just like, I buy shit. I want to give and give and give. I love that shit. And I don't care if
making presents.
Well, and you know, I mean,
that's something I do like doing. I like making shit.
There's something to be said, like, you really get the enjoyment when somebody's excited and they really appreciate what you give them. But to me, that's not even important. It doesn't matter what their reaction is, because their emotional reaction can be really complex.
But if it's something that I've made and they go like, "Oh, thanks," and be like, "What?"
Yeah, that one.
Spent hours making that.
That one hurts. Because I love making gifts, and every now and then you'll make something for someone. Like, last year I needed hats for both sides of our family. Yeah. I needed 20 hats. It took me 6 months. And, well, some of the reactions were, you know, warm and fuzzy and felt good. Others were hurtful. It was, you know, lukewarm.
What am I going to do with this?
That's nice. Oh, thanks.
Oh, gee, thanks. I got a hat now.
It's a hat. Oh, that's great.
And I mean, I make beautiful hats. They're heavy and warm. I make them out of wool blends. They're all soft. They're wonderful.
That sounds lovely, Carleigh.
And the family was just.
It's like, make me a hat.
I would take a hat. I'm just saying.
I was gonna see if you wanted.
Well, you'll take anything from Carleigh, Felicia.
I actually.
Can I have your autograph?
I don't wear jewelry ever.
I was gonna see if you wanted a piece of jewelry for your ball gown.
Yes.
I could make it to match. Custom piece designed to match the color.
Yeah, I take back what I just said. Yes.
So I think most of us are in agreement. I mean, and we can't say everybody because, you know, some people have misgivings about it, but
I'm still not decided.
But
I don't have kids.
You know what? Do what you feel is fucking right with your kids.
Well, and that's, you know, that's really
the final line there.
Like, I know that there are some people who are really serious about this. They're like, Santa is a bad thing. Don't do that to your kid. I don't think it's harmful.
Yeah.
But I do understand both sides. So for me, do what you feel is correct and go with your instincts on this one. Because, I mean, you can't always trust your instincts, but a lot of times you can. question your motives, always consider why you do what you do, but...
And they may say that kids don't come with instruction books, yet you can go down aisles of bookstores where there's tons of instructions and everything. But you know what? That shit doesn't count because they're talking about one specifically tailored to your model of kid.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? They are right because every fucking kid is different.
So much of it is so contradictory, and what one tells you to do, the other one's like, no, don't ever do that. Right. They're so contradictory and
no.
Dad, I want noodles for dinner tonight. Okay. Well, which one of you wants cheese on it? I don't want cheese. I don't. I do. Well, which one of you wants butter? I don't. I do. It's like I'm having to make like every. And Carleigh, do you do most of the cooking, or is it Kyle around the house for dinner?
We split it. It's pretty even.
But do you force the kids to eat whatever? I mean, not force. That's the bad term. But
I know what you mean. We have a rule in our house. It's you have to taste it. You have to take at least 2 bites because you have to have one for that first taste and one to give it a second chance. And even if you've tried it before and you think you don't like it, you still have to try it again because tastes and palates change. And maybe it was that batch you didn't like.
Because I get so
tired.
I love
that rule.
I made spaghetti for dinner tonight, and I know that one person has to have just noodles with butter on them, and the next one needs to have noodles with cheese and no butter, and the other one needs to have, nothing on it. And it's just like,
man.
And my daughter is a really good eater. There is very, very little that she doesn't like, and she'll try anything. But our son, man, he is a picky little snoot, and trying to get him to eat anything is like pulling teeth.
And what shocks me is that it's like some of these meals are really provincial. It's like, like it doesn't get much more simple than fucking carrots, potatoes, and meat in some sort of broth, or some kind of sauce, served on top of a bed of some sort of grain
my kids are
or
gonna
potato.
Fucking hate me because I'm gonna be like, oh, and tonight we're eating cheese. And yeah, it's strong.
But on the other hand, I have kids go, I want to taste your beer. They're like, no, you can't. No, I'm proud of you, kid. But no, you can't have it.
My dad
give him a taste.
That on
give him a taste.
Actually, when he pulled it on me, so first time it was, gross. And then when I was probably about 12 or so, and I'd been exposed to wine. Yeah. I got a little tiny glass at family events and stuff like that. Because grew up Catholic. East Coast Catholic was my dad's family, so.
I am a huge proponent of letting a kid try something, even if it's something that's prohibited. Mm-hmm. I mean, not everything, obviously, but when it comes to stuff like alcohol or, controlled cheese and stuff like that.
Hurt.
It's not going to cause harm.
When I was about 13 years old, my dad was drinking a Sam Adams. I said, "Can I taste that, Dad?" And he goes, "Yeah." So I did. And I go, that's pretty good.
At
I actually
13?
like that.
Wow.
And then I never asked for another one. Because I knew I wasn't old enough. I mean, I was 13. I could rationalize this quite a bit.
Yeah.
But I was like, I got to taste it. I got to know if I like it or not. And I'll get to drink it when I'll drink it someday. So
I remember from an early age where, Dad, can I try that beer? And it was like Natural Light or Old Milwaukee's Best or whatever the fuck it was. And he's like, sure. And I try a sip of it, and I'm like, why the fuck would anybody drink this? This is terrible for a soda. This is bad.
Well,
who would drink this? And
first of all, I didn't get a lot of soda growing up. Soda was a very rare thing in my house, and it never got finished.
No, I was a
seriously
kid, so soda was fucking everywhere. I drink more soda than water. That or sweet tea,
Nope. So sweets were not really a huge thing in my house. But so I guess I didn't really, when my dad had a beer, I didn't compare it to soda in my brain.
Yeah, because that'd be much more of a subdued taste.
Right, I was comparing it more to wine, is what I was comparing it to, which I already liked. So.
Yeah, and I had wine, and I'm like, ew, who wants to drink this?
But then my dad let me taste his whiskey.
Oh.
Oh,
it's like a campfire in a bottle. Ew.
And that was, and I remember going, okay, it's not the worst thing I've ever tasted, but wow. And now I really like whiskey.
Okay, so let's go ahead and move into our final segment of the week where we talk about our highs and lows that we want to share with everybody. I'm going to let somebody else go ahead of me because I don't have a high or low because I kind of shot my load earlier with the date night. So anybody that wants to go ahead of me, Kyle, Carleigh, Felicia, I know you had another fun story that you were holding off.
Yeah, so I have two. So I don't know if they're high and low, but I'll just give you two quick ones. Okay. So we'll start with low. The venue for the gala is still on. Nothing is wrong.
This is the Atheist of Utah Gala that's coming up.
Atheist of Utah Gala coming up in February. It is on. Don't worry. But the venue decided that we wouldn't get the nonprofit discount because they don't do it for religious organizations. We're not even classified as a religious organization. We are a 501c3. We are a charity and outreach organization. No religion. None. Not religiously affiliated.
Kind of.
I'm really looking forward to the follow-up on that.
That's what kills me is the atheists. Yes, that's...
You're right. We're
religion.
We're the opposite of religion. Correct.
I wouldn't even say opposite. We're the null position on religion.
Yeah, we're just not even. We're just not even.
Clear as a hair color, or bald as a hairstyle.
The supervisor was like, "Nope, they're religious." No, we're not.
Have you ever talked to a fucking atheist?
I believe we are specifically non-religious.
Yeah, I believe we're as far away from that as you can get.
That's sort of the whole point of it.
Right.
We're not saying, here's, like, I have religion, and then we're saying, well, I have anti-religion. We're saying, no. We say...
Just none of it.
Just no. Just
no.
No.
We're a charity and outreach organization. We do a lot of charity work. We do a lot of good work. In fact, tomorrow morning, I am going with Jenny and Sarah from the board to make breakfast for the homeless youth in Utah.
Hashtag boobs for Sarah.
Hashtag boobs for Sarah. Carleigh, did you see any of that?
No.
I posted one this week. Yay!
Yay! We loved it.
Back when I was muscular.
I need to do a new one because I haven't done one in a long time.
That's on
anyway.
Every time I tried to show Carleigh one of those, the picture had disappeared.
Really?
Yeah.
None of them got removed.
Well, that was when it first started.
Oh, that would be my naked picture. Is the only one that got removed. Me straight up naked, which I'll be happy to show you, Carleigh, at some point.
I'm certain I'm thrilled to see.
It's a beautiful photo, actually. It's really lovely. It's art photography from one Megan Larson, who is a member of Atheists of Utah and is a beautiful photographer. So it was really lovely. But that's we're fighting the venue on that a little bit right now. I might have to make an angry phone call tomorrow. Then another story, and I can't. It's not really a high point, but it was interesting. So I went to the strip club for the first time, and I was unsure if I went with the fella, so I was unsure. I was unsure if my insecurities would come out or if my gay would come out. Neither. I felt like, I mean, there were some very beautiful women. There really were, and some of them were fun to watch, but it did not inspire my gay that much. And the insecurity, I was like, I can dance sexier than that. And it's not that they weren't sexy. It's just that it lacked honesty, and it was all very formulaic. Like, it was all very much intentional.
Yeah, but us men were so easy.
They do this thing where they would, like, lift their heels up, like their legs, and clap the heels together.
Oh, God. Weird. Yeah. Why did they do that?
Because they're trying to get to Oz.
So basically, I felt like it lacked honesty. It lacked the art of sexy dancing. And
you're going expecting way too much there, Felicia.
I didn't know. I didn't go in expecting that. I just realized that was my reaction. That's why I didn't stir my loins at all.
I had one trip
to honesty here.
I had one trip to American Bush before, and that place. Let me tell you about Utah's weird laws when it comes to strip clubs
so there's the other thing about that.
American Bush was the only all nude striptease you could get in Utah. But here's the catch. You couldn't have any alcohol while you're there. Because having that beer shot of whatever it is going to turn you into some sex-crazed fucking monobrow where you have to run down and be like, me fuck all women, Yeah,
I don't get it. So we went to the one with alcohol, so they had to wear underwear, and sometimes they would wear 2 underwear, and then they'd pull the one down, and then they would... And it would be like it would be that sexy thing where it's like just hanging out below their butt, but then they'd have another pair on, and I felt like that ruined the illusion for me.
Yep.
And then they all wore pasties, and pasties are depressing like hijabs. Like,
just such a letdown. Be like, oh.
Like, it's like, I know there's a nipple there, and it's shaped
nipple.
just like a nipple, but now it's got glitter on it. Like, I can see the whole boob. Why are we wearing this? That looks stupid.
My only
Nipples
takeaway...
should so not sparkle.
My only takeaway
Right?
from going to the strip club is like, A, this is a huge fucking waste of time. B, I'm confused because I'm sexually repressing myself for money. And C, why the hell do I love this band so much nowadays?
Now, I do want to say that the women working, I do respect their work. I do respect what they do. I think it's a very legitimate form of making money. Like, damn. Like, those heels, they earned those singles. Fuck that.
If my kid
I
came
just
to me
looked
and
at the
said,
high heels and I was like,
I'm stripping, be like, are you making enough to live off of?
Like,
a good stripper is seriously fucking aerobic.
It is, and they were working really hard, and they were great, and they would all see me sitting there, and they'd all give me a great big smile, and I'd smile back. So then they'd hang out and dance for me, and then one came and sat down next to me, and it was fun. They were great. They were great, all of them.
I remember the group that I was going to think about there. It was Stabbing Westward, Save Yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first song I saw my first real live with JJ too. So, because I was a virgin until I was like 21. So, no, don't be sad for me. It was by choice. Like, I'm gonna go play some Xbox. You want to get laid?
No, it's never by choice. Not entirely.
Not entirely.
Please fuck me. I mean, if you look at my Yahoo personals at the time, it was probably really sad.
Yeah, the women were great. Oh, and they gave me a free gift. Like, so first of all, I got in without a cover because I was female, apparently. I don't know why, but I did.
Join up.
and then I'm sitting there watching the show. Well, and I felt like a lot of these women were clearly dancers. Like, they knew how to dance. But the dances they were doing were just, like I said, formulaic. Like, that they do this move and then this move and then this move and this move, and that's what gets the money. And I get it. I don't bring in certain cheeses that I love at work because I won't make money on them, and other ones I bring in just because I'll sell. I get it. But I enjoy the art of it, so I wasn't the audience, is basically what I'm saying. But so I'm sitting there watching, enjoying, and they come over and they go, "Hey, sweetie, we just wanted to give you this," and it's body spray and lip gloss. I'm like, "Cool, thanks, sweet."
Oh,
I don't use either of those things, but I appreciate the gesture.
I never got a free gift anytime I went.
Right? I know.
Now I'm even more depressed.
He was like, "What's that?" And I'm like, "They just gave it to me." He was like,
"Your
really?
boner was the free gift, Kyle. Your boner." That's
your boner. That was
I totally got
cheap steak.
Yeah, I got for a while there. For a while at a former job, there were a group of us that would go to. Yeah, I'm not going to mention the name of the club, but they had, I think on Wednesdays, $5 steak.
Oh, the Lighthouse
at lunch. No, it wasn't the Lighthouse. No, this was in Salt Lake.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I think it was Wednesday. They did $5 steak for lunch. So we would all climb into 3 or 4 cars or a van, depending on if we had a van, and we'd drive down and spend about 2.5 hours at lunch, which was fun. A little depressing, but hey, $5 steak.
Yeah.
And we'd sit in the back and drink lots of beer.
And while this has been a real blast, Kyle, do you have anything you want to talk about for your share for this week? Or
I finished a goddamn book.
Yes.
And I've been watching a lot of damn movies, and tomorrow I'm going to go watch 3 more damn movies.
Can't wait to get
Speaking
reviews.
of damn movies, I won't be able to go to the damn movies because I've got to get home to the doctor.
Yeah.
And I don't have a high and low for the week because I kind of went over that already. But for a share for the week, go fucking watch Jessica Jones.
That is what I've heard.
God. Yeah, that's also been all consuming.
Oh, and also The Man in the High Tower on Amazon. I just barely got my Prime account set up, and holy shit, what a good show. Especially if you like Philip Dick stuff. So
that one's in queue.
And
definitely.
God, it's good.
Oh, I watched, it's called Z. It's one of the Amazon shows. It's got a, why can I never remember her name? Wednesday Addams.
I do this shit all the time.
Christina
Ricci.
Yeah, Christina Ricci. She plays a Southern girl. She's the daughter of a good good Southern judge, but it's set during World War I, and she is this highly sexualized, just free feminist spirit in like 1914. It's in the South, in the deep South,
awesome.
daughter of a Southern judge. And they only had the one episode on, and I immediately fell in love with it. It was fantastic.
That sounds awesome.
Reminds me of how much she matured in Black Snake Moan. You're like, that's Christina Ricci? Get the fuck out of here. What?
Kind of like Hermione.
Yeah.
Who used to be a little girl, and now you want to watch her in the shower.
No.
No.
Yes.
Yeah, you do. Everybody wants to watch Emma Watson in the shower.
It's the accent.
Fair point, well made.
It is the accent.
Hey.
With consent, of course.
Yes.
With consent.
So let me give a quick little shout out to Robert and Lee, our only 2 patrons right now. Thank you guys for supporting the show. We really do appreciate it. And we're about to go do the after show. So if you guys want to get that content, you need to go to patreon.com/Utah Outcasts and do a little donation there. I might be porting some of them over to YouTube eventually because, they're topical and timely and everything. So if it's something that's like 2 months old, be like, okay, well, maybe you want to hear about something Pat Robertson said at this time. Might be doing that eventually. But anyway, it's been a great time. I really enjoy the fact that we finally got together on video and everything. It's been a great fucking show. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We're going to go saunter off over to the after show. But as always, hit us up, mailbag@UtahOutcasts.com. Twitter, Facebook, we respond everywhere. I'm really good about getting back to you guys on things. So if you have anything you want to talk about, please let me know. If you have any comments, suggestions, or anything, leave them below. Send them to me in email, whatever you want to do. 347-669-3377, as you see on the screen there for you YouTube people. But anyway, that does it for us for this week. We are going to catch you again next week with another episode, and we will have a special guest if they don't get sick. God damn it, sickness. And wait, this next weekend, it's going to be post-Thanksgiving. That's going to be fun.
Uh-huh.
So enjoy your Turkey Day, people. Give some thanks to some shit. There you go. How about that? But until then, we'll catch you next week with another episode, and you're welcome.
Fun week.
Good night.